The wind howled a mournful song through the cracks in the cliffs, a constant companion to Robin, the solitary shepherdess. Her auburn braid whipped around her face, mimicking the frenzy of the storm above. Perched on a rocky outcrop, she surveyed her flock of sheep, their white forms huddled together for warmth against the biting salt spray. Loneliness gnawed at her like the relentless wind. Robin wasn't meant for this life of quiet solitude. Tales whispered through the generations spoke of a lineage gifted with voices as enchanting as the sirens of legend. Though her own voice lacked the mythical power to lure sailors to their doom, it held a captivating melody nonetheless. Yet here she was, tethered to the land by duty, her song swallowed by the relentless roar of the sea. Unable to contain the yearning within her, Robin lifted her face to the sky and began to sing. It started as a low murmur, a lament for a life unlived, a yearning for adventure beyond the familiar horizon. As the song built, her voice soared, a poignant melody that danced on the wind, carried away on the crest of the storm. Little did she know, her song had traveled far beyond the cliffs, weaving a path towards a destiny she could never have imagined. Prince Kaido, adrift on a sea of despair, felt a sudden stirring in his soul. His emaciated body, long held in thrall by the curse of silence, quivered with newfound hope. The siren's call of Robin's voice reached him through the tempest, a beacon in the abyss of his silent world. With the last of his strength, he directed his vessel towards the sound, his heart beating in time with the haunting melody. The storm around him seemed to part, as if the very elements recognized the power of her song. Robin, driven by the whispers of fate, ventured deeper into the cliffs, her feet sure and swift despite the treacherous path. The Whispering Grotto, a place she had heard of only in whispers and legends, called to her. It was said that within its shadowy embrace, lost melodies gathered like leaves in an autumnal gale, waiting to be discovered by those with the purest of hearts. Her curiosity piqued, she approached the cave's gaping maw, her song echoing within its depths. The moment she stepped inside, the air grew thick with anticipation. The walls of the grotto shimmered with a soft, ethereal light, casting an otherworldly glow upon the still waters of a subterranean pool. Above the water, a figure hovered, half seen in the gloom. Diliana, the harpy with the face of a woman and the body of a bird of prey, regarded her with a cunning smile. "Your voice has found me," she crooned. "But what do you seek in my sanctuary?" The challenge was clear: to claim the secrets of the grotto, Robin must prove herself worthy. With determination in her eyes, she faced the creature. The air grew tense as the two sang, their voices intertwining in a dance of power and emotion. Diliana's song was ancient and fierce, filled with the echoes of lost battles and forgotten love. Yet, Robin's melody was pure and true, resonating with the very essence of life itself. As they sang, the cave walls began to pulse with the rhythm of their duet, stalactites chiming in harmony, and the waters of the pool rippling in time. The very air seemed to hum with anticipation. Then, as if by some unseen conductor's baton, their voices reached a crescendo. A blinding light filled the chamber, and a sudden stillness fell, leaving only the lingering echo of their final notes. Kaido, drawn by the siren call of Robin's voice, stumbled into the grotto. His eyes fell upon her, standing strong amidst the shimmering light, and he felt a surge of energy flood his veins. The curse's grip loosened as the sweetness of her song filled the air. He watched, entranced, as she sang not for power or glory, but for the love of the land and the yearning for a life of adventure. The prince recognized in her a kindred spirit, one who knew the value of freedom and the beauty of the unexplored horizon. The harpy, defeated by the sheer heartfelt beauty of Robin's song, conceded. The walls of the grotto trembled, and the waters of the pool grew calm. From the depths of the cave emerged a golden lyre, its strings shimmering with the promise of untold melodies. Diliana offered it to Robin with a begrudging nod. "Your voice has moved even me," she said, her eyes gleaming with respect. "Take this, and may your music bring joy to those who are silent." Robin took the lyre with reverence, feeling its ancient power resonate within her. The prince approached, his gaze filled with wonder. "Your song has saved me," he whispered, his voice rough from disuse. "Together, we shall use this gift to heal the world." With the lyre in hand, Robin felt a sense of destiny settle upon her shoulders. The prince's words echoed her own longing for adventure and purpose. Hand in hand, they stepped out of the grotto, leaving the whispers of the cave behind. The storm had passed, and the sun painted the horizon in vibrant hues of pink and gold. The world lay before them, ripe for exploration, and they knew that their journey was only just beginning. As they descended the cliff, the sheep looked up, their eyes reflecting the light of the setting sun. They knew their shepherd had returned with something new, something that resonated in their very bones. The flock followed Robin and Kaido, their bleats a harmonious counterpoint to the human voices that carried on the breeze. In the village below, word of the prince's arrival spread like wildfire. The villagers, hopeful and fearful in equal measure, gathered to greet the unlikely pair. The sight of their prince, long thought lost to the curse, filled their hearts with joy. Yet, they knew the sorceress who had cast the spell would not let her prey go so easily. Robin and Kaido shared their story with the villagers, their voices blending to form a tapestry of sound that brought tears to the eyes of those who heard it. They spoke of the power of music to conquer darkness, and the need to stand together against the sorceress's tyranny. The villagers listened, their spirits lifting with every note, until finally, they raised their own voices in a chant of solidarity. Their journey to the castle was met with a tumultuous welcome. The people of the kingdom had suffered under the curse's silence, and the promise of a world filled with music once more brought them to the brink of rebellion. As they approached the castle gates, the harsh sound of the sorceress's laughter rang out, taunting them from the highest tower. The prince and the shepherdess exchanged a determined glance. They knew that the battle ahead would not be won with swords and shields, but with the power of their voices. As they stepped into the grand hall, the sorceress appeared before them, her eyes glinting with malice. "You dare to challenge me?" she sneered, her voice a discordant clang in the symphony of their hearts. Without a word, Robin raised the golden lyre. Strengthened by the prince's presence, and the love of her people, she began to play. The melody grew, filling the hall with a warmth that seemed to melt the very stones. The sorceress's expression changed from one of amusement to fear as the music wove around her, stripping away the layers of her enchantments. Kaido, no longer bound by his curse, added his own voice to the song. The combined power of their harmony grew into a crescendo that shook the very foundations of the castle. The sorceress stumbled, her spells unraveling before their eyes. The final note hung in the air, a declaration of freedom and unity. The curse was broken, and the kingdom erupted in a cacophony of sound. Laughter, cheers, and the sweet music of everyday life filled the silence that had once reigned. Together, Robin and Kaido had not only found their voices but had given voice to the silenced. Hand in hand, they stepped forth into the new world they had created, ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. For they knew that with music in their hearts, they could conquer any storm. Their first task was to rebuild the shattered kingdom. With the sorceress's grip gone, the people emerged from their silent prisons, eager to embrace the melodies that had been denied them for so long. Robin's sweet, haunting tunes and Kaido's strong, resonant baritone became the anthem of hope that echoed through the lands. The prince, once a silent prisoner, now ruled with a gentle hand and a voice that could charm the very stars from the sky. Their journey had only just begun. The whispers of the sirens grew louder, calling Robin back to the sea. It was time for her to embrace her heritage and explore the vast, uncharted waters that had always called to her soul. Kaido, his heart now full of the very thing he had been starved of, knew he could not stand in the way of her destiny. But as they parted, a pact was made. They would travel the world, sharing their gift, bringing harmony to the discordant corners of the earth. The prince would reign, ensuring that the power of music was never forgotten, and the shepherdess would roam, gathering lost melodies and spinning them into tales that would live on in the hearts of those who heard them. And so, with the first light of dawn, Robin set sail on a ship built from the bones of the harpy's old prison, her golden lyre at her side. The wind sang in the sails, and the waves whispered her name as she disappeared over the horizon. Yet she knew that wherever she went, the prince's voice would always find her, a beacon in the vast sea of life's mysteries. Back in the castle, Kaido sat upon his throne, surrounded by musicians and bards, their instruments poised to play. He raised his hand, and the music swelled, a symphony of redemption and hope. The kingdom grew stronger with every note, and the people's hearts grew fuller with every song. As the music filled the air, it seemed to weave a net of peace and unity, holding the kingdom together like the threads of a finely spun tapestry. Yet, even as the kingdom thrived, whispers of darker days grew louder. The sorceress had not disappeared entirely. She had merely retreated to lick her wounds and plot her revenge. Kaito knew that he and Robin would have to face her again, for the battle was far from over. He closed his eyes and listened to the distant whispers of the siren's song. It grew clearer, stronger, guiding him to the next chapter of their epic tale. The prince took up his sword, the king's blade that had once felt so heavy in his weakened grip, and set forth, his voice a silent promise to the woman he had come to love. Their paths would cross again, their melodies intertwining in a battle that would shake the very fabric of the world. And when they did, they would sing the song of the ages, a duet that would echo through the annals of time, ensuring that their story of love, loss, and the power of music would never be forgotten. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, consider subscribing to stay updated with our latest stories, give us a like if you want to see more, and drop a comment below to let us know your thoughts.